results are not a prerequisite for participation. Then the next verse that follows tells us, اعلموا. Become aware. اعلموا. Become aware أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها. This is a parable for us to understand. This is one of the most used parables in the Quran. But we people don't think, we don't want to think, as I told you. 9 out of 10 people of religion, they're happy to do as others do. Ask them why, most of them don't know. So the Quran says to us, "I'lamu," acquire the awareness, learn, become informed. أَنَّ اللَّهَ يُحْيِي الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. That the divine, what does the divine do? No matter how dead you are and I am, as a living dead, no matter how docile, let me repeat this word, no matter how docile, passive, dormant, inactive, non-responsive, unconscious we are to divine loftiness, we can bounce back. We can change our fate. F-A-T-E, I'm not talking about F-A-I-T-H. We can change our past. We can change the bleak future that is staring us and our family and the community. We can change that. Because God doesn't write down anybody's future. This is paganism. This is idolatry. This is shirk. To say that God writes down this future. How do you know? If a donkey kicks somebody, God wrote it down? Somebody drank alcohol and destroyed his liver, God wrote it down? It means God is an accomplice to all these crimes? This is what people, uneducated people of religion do. The Quran is giving you and me something to think about, because God gave you and me the faculty to think and to reason and to analyze and to introspect and then to infer. He says, "اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها." That the divine system is so empowered, no matter who you are and who I am, no matter at what level of life we are existing, we can look around us and see what is possible for us. You can look at the earth. You can look at the earth at certain times. Look at the earth when there is no water, there's a drought. Look at the earth at certain times in certain seasons. I was amazed when I went to a certain part in Canada. And in winter, this looks like ghost town. All the trees except one type. And that's the next thing for people of religion. They say that's a holy tree. That's a holy tree. You know what they call the Christmas tree? And that's why the pagans, the Romans, they used to break out a piece of that tree and keep it in their homes, because they believe in the gods of the elements. And they felt if that evergreen tree can survive, then having a piece of it in their home would be a sign of good omen for them. This is all paganism. So the Quran is telling you and me, اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها. We can see what happens to the earth. That same earth that looks barren. That same tree that looks like, oh my God, it's finished. Let the spring start to come. And you can see life starts to evolve. Let the raindrops come on those barren patches of land or savannas or places, and life will come alive. Why do you think Allah is putting this in the Quran? That He wants to tell you about it? He wants to tell me about it? You gotta be really uneducated to believe that's the reason. There's a reason behind this. That you and I should learn the super sense from this. That if the earth which appears to be barren and the trees which appear to be dead can be brought back to evidential life, there will be signs of life, proof of life, meaningful existence, you and I can be the same. The question is, do we want it? Because we have got to want it. You and I will remain the same, I promise you. You and I will remain the same. Maybe some superficial changes. But basically we will remain the same. Come next year and how many other years that we may live. Unless we can examine and introspect and analyze our present situation and understand we didn't get here by some magic. We get here because there was a history to come here. So the Quran is telling me, you اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها قد بينا لكم الآيات لعلكم تعقلون. If you and I can learn the lesson from this parallel with nature, then you and I will become intelligent. If you and I fail to learn this lesson, we'll be stupid. Clearly as that. No matter what degrees you have. No matter what degrees I have. Degrees should not be ends in themselves. They should be lofty means for higher ends. The more educated you become, the more exposed I become towards education, it should influence the quality of my life. It should influence my interaction with others. It should influence my impact on society. So when you hear the expressions in the Quran, ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. Those who translate it to mean God did this and God did this and God did that and mesmerize the world of people, they have failed to understand the metaphors and the figures of speech in the Quran. God is not involved in human society. God is not involved in the affairs of human beings. Einstein said, God does not play dice. You understand that? God does not play dice. You and I play dice with life. Allah does not play dice. He does not have anything against you or against me. You and I are not His special people. He is not a God like humans who's full of prejudice. The very concept of Allah is beyond human imagination. You can never understand who Allah is, because He's not a physical being. Nothing looks like Him. So don't try to figure out, well, God is this and God is that and God is that. That's immaterial. We need to figure out what is synonymous with Allah. What Allah represents. That's what is important for me and you. And certainly Allah does not represent darkness. He does not represent stagnation. He does not represent ignorance. He's super sensitive. So my brothers